They assemble at night, each one having prepared as diligently as possible for the time given to them before the witching hour, the hour of reckoning, the time when they begin outdoor cartoon television. Stray Casts is on the air.
Good evening, glory, hallelujah to you. What the heck's your story and what's going through you? This is the glorified version of a bass fishing talk show. I'm your host, Pat Renwick. Welcome, Bass Galaxy. I did that. Hello.
Your name wrong.
Wow, I almost spelled my name wrong to myself. That's amazing. And ladies and gentlemen, returning is the one and only Ryan Popcorn Whitaker, the cohort. Yes.
What'd you call me?
The cohort.
Okay.
You are the cohort. Better. I'm live studio audiencing again. I don't know what happened. I'm live studio audiencing.
It's authentic.
Yes. Oh, achua. Ryan, it's good to be back.
Yes, it is.
Hey,
it's been a while.
We got a heck of a show worked up tonight. I got to tell you. We have our St. John's River champion, the one and only Corey Johnston, coming aboard tonight. The crazy train. Yes.
Go Joe.
Sure. You call him the Canadian Thunder. Oh, that's Jamie Bruce. Yeah. Jamie Bruce is the Canadian Thunder. And we also have a plethora of sneak guests. What do you think about that? A boatload of them. Coming aboard the crazy train.
You got enough life jackets?
Yeah, we do. We have enough PDFs.
You got throwables?
Yeah, we got throwables. We got rope. We got lime. We got shovels. We got everything. Enough for the whole crew.
Yeah, everything but registration.
It's gonna be we'll be fine. It's gonna be amazing. Hey, want to mention right now, Rockin' Shoal Fantasy is working the chat board, and we have this is nuts. I got the notes today, and 4 like and share contests. Wow. I know that's crazy silly. Right?
Breaking
4
news.
of them. First one from Power Pole, a Power Pole fun box. It's got some swag and some apparel and good stuff like that. The Power Pole swag fun box. Then we have a line and lure BTS Arma Shield combo pack. That's another one. Compliments of line KVD's line and lure. Not KVD, but KVD's line and lure.
Yeah, his line and lure.
Yeah, and get this. We're giving away, because it's a Cory Johnston show tonight, we're giving away a pair of Onum Waterland sunglasses. That's right, Onum shades. Okay.
Pro model.
Pro model on the like and share. And
nice.
Last but not least, Cory Johnston himself is giving you something from the Cory Johnston collection.
Just like from the garage?
Yeah, well, it's from the Cory Johnston collection. It could be from the Smithsonian or something. I don't know.
Good.
But it's from the Johnston family collection. And all you got to do is like and share the live Facebook feed. We'll talk about that, more about that in a moment. Yes.
They love that. They love like and share.
Absolutely love that. You know who's producing the heck out of this deal back there? He's still a little foggy from his birthday celebration. It's the one and only Andrew Ellenberger, the Ginger Ninja. How you doing back there, Ginger?
How are you?
What's going on?
Nothing.
How you feeling?
Good. You?
How old are you now?
44.
44? That's Ginger. No lie. That's my lucky number.
There you go.
Yeah, 44 is my lucky number. I think you're gonna have a good year.
I knew it was a 4 because of the Thor and
Thor Fantastic
Is it
Four.
rhymes?
Fantastic Four. Four Thor.
I'm that simple, yes.
Yeah. Four Thor.
Hey, Ginge, I know that, as you know, our guest of honor, Cory Johnston, tonight, he's running a little bit behind because he's playing a little ball hockey.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, there's a ball hockey league going on, him and his boys.
Yep.
I want to say, for those that don't know, Andy is a hockey dad as well as a hockey player himself. He plays in leagues, and congratulations to Sarah on her team's victory. Bud.
Yeah, they played their little hearts out, man. It was a great win for them.
Let's give a live studio audience for the Ellenberger hockey family. Of course, yes. And of course, Gwen and her fantastic Straight Cast Orchestra. Can we get Gwen's whole orchestra for the Straight Cast show?
I'll see what they'll do. Yeah.
Like, like the Tonight Show had the ba 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 da 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 da. Can we get a whole orchestra?
I'll see if they'll come over. Yeah.
Can we do that? Just put them right up here in the studio. I think it'd be great. It'd be amazing. But congratulations and happy belated birthday.
Thanks, sir.
Andy. We appreciate you here at Straight Cast. You're the glue that keeps the horse from going to the factory, as I tell you every.
We try.
That means. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Enjoy.
Thanks, Andy, producing the hell out of this deal right here. And Popcorn Whitaker, congrats to you and Eric B on your Sturgeon Bay finish.
Congrats. Well, I appreciate it.
You did well, bud, out of the field. And you didn't get in a fist fight. You kept out of a fist fight, but you did get hit with a pellet in the back of the head. A jig hit you and bled you. You almost
friendly fire.
You got bludgeoned.
Yeah.
You got bludgeoned. But congratulations. Good job for you and Eric as your team derb. And also
good for our age.
Yeah, you guys did really good. That tournament was perfect for you guys. Hey, and congratulations to the one and only Mr. Patrick Walters. Yes, for his Lake Murray victory. Patty's coming on next week. We're going to talk about bass fishing and life and his meteoric rise.
Nice.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to that deal right there. Cool tournament there, Lake Murray was.
Yeah.
Hey, moving right along, Cal Sag Bass this weekend, if you're in the area, Derby on the Big Lake. They're also going to string up that guy that cheated. I heard they're going to hang him up by the ankles and take pictures with him like a Mako shark.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That's going to be at this Saturday's Cal Sag on the Big Lake.
He said he's a maybe to show up, so we'll see.
Well, he's got a great starting spot again, I'm sure, if he does show up. You know what I mean?
They're on the vertical side.
Yeah. But anyway, I know Jim O'Neill's going to break more news about that story coming up about the cheating at Cal Sag.
Well, yeah.
And Jamie Bruce, Jamie Bruce is going to have you on Get the Net and the barge attendee.
I'm waiting for the call.
Yeah. I get you. I'm sure his agent's getting to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that guy, not Jamie, but the cheater sucks.
But on to the real deal, for real. Yeah. South Shore Bass, CVA.com. Ryan, the biggest tournament ever to hit the South Shore coming this August. I think it's 4th and 5th, 3rd and 4th.
3rd and 4th.
3rd and
August
4th.
3rd and 4th. Yes.
August 3rd and 4th, the Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana area, up to 30,000 plus in prizes.
Yep.
Okay.
30 potential 30,000 first place.
Yeah.
So a lot more.
First place.
A lot more paid out.
Yeah. And it's a team derb.
Team derb. 2-day.
Yeah. Put on by the Horseshoe Casino. I think we're running the commercial for the first time at the break.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, Ryan, it's a big deal. It's a big deal
it is.
In this area. Awesome. We've never had a tournament of this magnitude. It's a team derp, 2 days, as we said, and it's a carnival like atmosphere. You know what I mean? Fun for the whole family.
Yeah.
At the beautiful Hammond Marina.
And for all of you that are afraid of big water and smallmouth, it's going out of Hammond. You're real close to the Cal Sag. So that's all in play. All that water's open. Don't be intimidated by the big lake. You might not need it.
Tributaries are open. So check it out. That's SouthShoreCVA.com. You know, jackpot it. If you're a hell of a bass angler, come in, win 30K.
That's what open tournaments are for.
That's exactly it, bud. Exactly it. Hey,
come on, come all.
Popcorn Whitaker, derb season is underway here.
It is upon us.
It is upon us. That is for sure. And you know what I've been doing it since when the moon starts shrinking.
What you've been got going on?
Yeah, when David Fritz says, when the moon starts shrinking, you start winding. And I've been winding that dime.
You like to wind crankbait?
I like to wind plugs. Yeah. And I've been
didn't know.
winding that dime, that Berkeley dime in the 4 and the 6.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, man, it's a cool bait. It throws like a missile and it gets down quick. And it runs true as can be. It's not one of them off-center type deals, but
yeah.
Man, it's a good plug rye.
Yeah.
I know you were catching them at the end of the year on it too.
I've been liking the 10. Yeah, the 10.
Oh, you're throwing the 10?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
For the smallmouth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see you're sneaky.
It's a good hookup on the smallmouth.
I see you're sneaky.
Yeah.
And you can get the dimes at omniafishing.com. And speaking of omniafishing.com, you know, Ryan, you're into Premium
Premium Pro. Yes, sir.
The Pete Prespiora Premium Pro.
Yeah, everybody's got to go there and at least check it out. Lake-based intel. You get shipping, free shipping, discount on all your orders for a small fee a year. I mean, there's so much information there, and it's dumb not to do it.
It's a no-brainer.
Go check
Lakes
it out.
all over the country.
Yep.
With input from some of the top
Yes,
anglers.
specific input for specific lakes.
That's the
for a small-
Omnia Premium Pro app. Go to
Yes,
omniafishing.com. It'll tell you all about it, how to download it. Hey, Ryan, you know what's doing good? Straight cast fantasy fishing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Lot
I
of
didn't.
people.
I see people when I'm out on the road with the Bassmasters. They're like, "Hey, we're on your straight cast fantasy team." I'm like, "Awesome, that's
Yeah.
Ryan."
I don't think we talked about it on here, but yeah, whoever wins that overall, we're gonna have them on the show and talk about their win.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I guess there's a bunch of people on there.
There's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a big deal.
It's awesome. It's so fun. I mean, anyone that hasn't played Bassmaster Fantasy Fishing, go do it. It's free.
Look what Ronnie Moore started.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's so fun.
Old Ronnie Moore. Straight cast fantasy fishing. Right there. Boom.
Yep.
And speaking of Ronnie Moore and the whole Bassmaster crew, I'm enjoying the coverage this year. They're all doing a great job. Z, T-San, Such, Ronnie, everybody's knocking it out. Enjoying the whole deal. Hey, Ryan,
Yes, sir.
you feeling sharp?
Sharp?
You feeling sharp?
Sure.
You feeling sharp as a White River knife?
Yeah.
whiterivernifes.com/stray. Check out the White River Knives arsenal of fine everyday carries.
Incredible knives.
Yeah, home
Love it.
utilities, fillet knives, a knife for every occasion.
Yes.
Even
protection,
Yeah.
cooking, whatever.
You got it. Hey, Ryan Popcorn Whitaker, we're moving on
Yep.
with the business. Hey, Gingy, we got anybody lurking in the shadows back? Oh yeah, you know what that is, ladies and gentlemen. It's the one and only. It's Luke Foley. He's a whiskey gypsy, and he's toasting to America right now. Foley, what do you got? Old fashioned?
Yeah, I got an old fashioned.
Yeah,
Drinking my signature. How you doing?
we're real good. Welcome to the
Yeah.
Straight Cash Show.
Yeah, I haven't seen you guys in a while. How's
Yeah, you
everybody
look
been?
good. You look good.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I've been working out a little bit. I got a Peloton.
I see that.
I got
And
the
it's
bike
all-
shorts and everything. You know
And
what
I-
I'm doing? I'm hanging out with Curtis Painter. Say hey, Curtis.
Hey, what's up, Curtis? What's going on?
He's a quarterback for the Colts.
Yeah.
Because that's how I roll. I do cool shit.
I see that. I see that. Old fashions and Curtis Painter in some
Me and
cool
him are
life.
best
You're-
friends.
Yeah, you're at a bougie club somewhere.
We are. We're at a me and Curtis.
Oh, see how somehow or another
I-
it cut out there
Yeah.
when that was the bodyguards doing that. Did you see how that
Okay.
happened, Pulse?
I did. Andy,
Okay,
Andy,
hey,
did you have
so-
a good birthday?
Andy?
Yes, sir, Luke.
Did you have a good birthday?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
You did.
Good to
Andy,
see you.
you got free Colt tickets for the rest of your life.
There we go.
I
Perfect.
can work that out. I can work that out.
Awesome.
Luke, I want you to know I ordered your spinner baits yesterday, so
Thank
you
you.
know
Thank you. I appreciate that.
they're coming.
You're on the team.
Yeah.
Ryan's
Just for
got
you.
it on the
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'll wear a patch, a hat, whatever it takes.
I got you a fanny pack.
Yeah,
Hot
that'll be
stuff.
nice. That'll be nice. Hey, Foles, good to have you back here on a Wednesday night with the Tin Cup Whiskey word of the week. And Foles, for those that don't know out there, Bass Galaxy, whenever you see Luke Foley come on here. He brings you a word of wisdom and a word of fun. And when you hear that tin cup whiskey word of the week, you take a little sippy, right, Foles? It could be a cafe con leche and an ice cold Coca-Cola, or a little tin cup mountain whiskey. You know what I'm saying there? And
Boba?
yeah, well, yeah. Hey, Foles, what's
I've
the tin
I've
cup?
had a lot of sippies tonight, if I
I
can
can
be
tell.
honest with you guys.
Yeah, I can tell. I like your smile. I like your smirk that you got going there. A little whiskey smirk.
Uh-huh.
Hey, what's the tin cup whiskey word of the week?
Well, I know the Johnson brothers pretty good.
Yeah,
So I think
I
maybe
know
we
you do.
either go with brother or Canada or Canadian.
Canada.
Brothers Johnston?
Yeah. Either one of those. I think it's
How
gonna
about
settle
any
out
word
tonight.
we say tonight is the tin cup whiskey word of the week? So basically, any word we say, and if you feel like taking a sip, then just take a sip
Pay attention.
in honor of Corey
That's
Johnston's
right.
victory. Yeah, and
If you
It's
hear
Wednesday.
brother Canada,
take
two sips.
yeah, that's 2 sips. Thanks for putting a lot of
There you
thought
go.
into it.
No, but those are two great words. I mean,
Yeah, those are
work.
great.
I just
No,
couldn't.
no, it's great.
I couldn't
You know that.
determine which way I wanted to go.
Well, that's a mellow night. I'm not gonna say Canada or brother a lot.
It's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe
I
I would
see
do
the
that.
theme.
You might go.
I see the theme. Flying.
Yeah,
through.
that's what I'm saying. I'm deep. I put a lot of thought into this.
I'll get it.
Might be a
Perspective.
good one.
Yeah, perspective could be a good one. I see what you're saying. Whiskey gypsy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey Foley, now that you're fishing derbs, we got to get you on the Impulse team too, because they got the tournament rewards. Impulse Lithium. Popcorn's on that deal
Great.
now. It's cash back for derb. What is it?
$500 for tournaments. It's either 50 or 100 boats, but $500 for tournament wins. Any qualifying events. It's free to sign up.
That's you, Foles. You only fish the big.
I do. I just
Yeah.
fish the BFLs right now.
Yeah, you're the one with the big derb. That's you. Hey, Foles.
Yeah.
Hey, Foles. I want to thank you and Tin Cup Whiskey for your contribution to the world of bass fishing, especially this Stray Cast show. You guys are a stable foundation here for Stray Cast, and we salute you. Right? But when you do take a
We
sip
appreciate
tonight,
all the support.
yeah, please sip responsibly. Remember that. And Foley will call you off of work.
I appreciate it.
Of course you will. Foles. Hey, in the meantime, let's put the power poles down. We'll come back. A power pole champion, the one and only Mr. Corey Johnston. Thanks, Foles. Have a good time there
Oh, I
at
am.
your undisclosed location.
Can't wait to hear Corey talk.
See ya. We're gonna have some fun. Hey, don't go anywhere, Bass Galaxy. We're coming right back.
There's a moment when you're faced with a challenge, and just solving the problem isn't good enough, even if that means breaking the rules and shredding apart conventional ways of thinking, all in the name of creating something truly remarkable. With this much control at its command, we didn't stop with just one. We created two incredible trolling motors. Introducing the new Power Pole Move brushless trolling motor.
This is the mountain, and this is mountain whiskey. Unspoiled, untamed, forever wild. There's no safety net, no way down. Up here, it's just man, and the mountain, and his tin cup. Tin Cup Whiskey. Mountain whiskey.
Omnia Premium Pro gives you the confidence to eliminate dead water on thousands of lakes across the U.S. Exclusively on the Omnia app, use 10 unique data layers containing critical real-time mapping information to see water temperature, water clarity, contours, lake bed hardness, and important weather data all in one place. Matched with Omnia's loyalty credit program on all your tackle and gear needs, this is the only app you need in your arsenal for success on the water.
Come take part in the inaugural South Shore Bass Open, which is set to be the largest team tournament with the highest payouts ever seen on Illinois and Indiana waters of Lake Michigan, coming to Hammond Marina August 3rd through 4th, 2024. Lake Michigan and its tributaries are home to impressive mixed bags of largemouth and smallmouth bass that are sure to create exciting weigh-ins for spectators and anglers alike. Bring your family and friends to Hammond Marina to enjoy food and beverages along with tackle and boat vendors, kids games, a live DJ, and of course a live weigh-in where a first place prize of up to $30,000 will be awarded based on a 150 boat field. Thanks to collaboration with the Horseshoe Hammond Casino, Hammond Marina, South Shore Conventions and Visitors Authority, and CalSag Bass Anglers. Registration is live for the South Shore Bass Open at southshorecva.com/SS Bass Open.
Welcome back. This is the glorified version of a Bass Fishing Talk Show. I'm your host, Scott Renwick. That's Ryan Popcorn Whitaker. Hello. We are now honored to bring to you, live from Kenyatta, Bassmaster Elite Series champion of the St. Johns River. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, Mr. Cory Johnston. Yes. Here's Cory.
Thanks for having me, boys. Thanks for having me.
What's up?
Look at you. Look at you just sitting there behind a timepiece.
Yep, having a
little cafe con leche.
That's right.
Yeah, the tin cup word of the day is Johnston Brothers.
Oh boy.
Or Johnston. So yeah, Foley wanted you guys to have a good time tonight. See what I mean?
That's
yeah,
good.
He said he's got a fun box for you too.
Oh boy,
for your victory. So yeah, you like fun boxes.
I love them, especially when I don't know what's in them.
A mystery fun box. Yeah.
How was ball hockey?
Wow, I mean, it tickled the twine a few times there. No big deal. No penalties tonight.
Everything's good.
Everything's good. Back at her.
Cory, man, we're very proud of you, dude. I mean, congratulations on this victory. If you ever hear somebody say a long time coming, I know you only been around this elite deal since 2019, but it seems like a long time. And I'll be honest with you, every year that you have been an elite, I have expected a victory from you. I mean, I really have. I'm being sincere. Like every year, I'm like, well, I'll bet Cory wins one this year. I'll bet Cory wins one this year. And this year it finally happened. Bro.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you were finally right. I mean, it's it does feel like it's been forever. I mean, it's only been 5 years, but that's almost 50 tournaments with bass, right? So
yeah,
there's a lot of time, a lot of effort put in, and I'm glad it finally happened.
Yeah, I mean, and congratulations to you and Carly and the whole family. I mean, dude, victory is amazing, an amazing feeling, isn't it, Cory?
It is. It's good when you don't suck.
Yeah. And something you told me, I saw you waiting in the boatyard to go weigh your fish, and we pretty much knew you smashed everybody at that point. And you said to me off camera, you said you tasted the blood. You tasted victory. And everybody better look out now. You kind of said that. Like, I mean, and you did say that. And do you still feel like that?
I do, but I always feel like that. I don't show up to a tournament to try and lose, but I feel like those tournaments, when you're having a good tournament and everything's going right, I mean, you really need to step on their throat. And I felt like, maybe maybe a little more of that needs to happen.
Yeah. And I'm glad you tasted it. I mean, I'm glad. Yeah. Cory, I've had the opportunity. You and I have hung out a lot on the water, off the water, and something that really jumps off the page about you to me is you're confidently fearless. If that makes any sense. Like, I mean, I never been with anybody that really kind of give 0 Fs like you.
Yeah.
And I mean that. I mean that respectfully. You kind of flow through it, man. And here's the thing. You don't care about forward facing bitching. You don't care about the bitching about the rookies. You don't care about the bitching the veterans. You don't care about any of that. All you do is care about what you said, stepping on their throat. Because you're a competitor. You don't let that bother you, I have observed.
No, and I mean, it pisses me off when these guys, they whine, they bitch, they complain. It doesn't matter if it's, Parks made a great video the other day. I don't know if you've seen it or not, but
yeah, Logan did. Yeah.
And he made a great video the other day. And when people don't have the balls to call people out by names, and they lump people together. Like, I've met some of the rookies, and some of them are great guys. They are. They just want to go fishing. They do their work, and I mean, some of them are getting lumped into that group. And if I was in their shoes, I'd be knocking on some doors.
Yeah, I know you would.
Yeah.
I mean, you here's the deal, Corey, from day one, it's in the FLW. I mean, let's even go back to whatever you used to call them, the Northern BFL divisions or whatever. You have always had the BDE. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah, and that's the bass dictated energy. That's you. It's all about bassing when you're on the water, Corey.
That's right.
I mean, you're there for freaking bass fishing. You're there for bass fishing.
Yep. And I couldn't care less what anybody thinks. Don't care. I've made some incredible friends through fishing, and that's great. But the rest of them, I mean, I don't care if I ever see them again. I'm there to take their money. I'm there to win. I don't care what they think. I don't care. I'm going to show up. I'm going to try and make a living for my family. If you don't like it, well, be better. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, that's how he is. Ryan and I were talking about this before the show, and you and Chris both are like the Hanson brothers. I mean,
not the band.
Not the band Hanson.
From Slapshot. Slapshot.
From Slapshot. I mean, you're just there.
I mean, you probably could be a band.
Yeah, I mean, really good. I mean, you got some pipes on you. We've heard you sing on some past great gas shows, and I've been at the karaoke with you, son.
No bop though.
I know. Fighter sings bop. He does. Oh yeah, I have a tape of it. It's amazing. Awesome. Yeah, he does. Well, why are you so confident? Why are you so secure?
I don't know if confidence is the right word. I think maybe careless.
Whoa.
I just, I'm not the arrogant, cocky type. I just, I go out and do my thing. If I don't like forward facing sonar to that tournament, I'm not going to do it. If I want to go flip, I go flipping. If, it's just, I try and do what I feel is the right thing to do in the right situations. And that's what I do. I don't go out and look for information. I back my boat in the water and I just go fishing. And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it just seems to work for me. And that's what I do.
Have you always been as competitive as you are? Have your whole life? Have you always had this competitive nature ever since you were a little boy?
Always.
Where did it start? With fishing or hockey or?
It started with hockey and lacrosse, and I feel like I was brought up the right way. My old man, he wanted me to play my hardest. It didn't matter, if it was house league hockey or lacrosse or whatever. He wanted me to play as hard as I could. And I may not have been the best kid on the team every year, but I feel like I played very hard and I didn't like to lose. And, I don't know if that's something you can teach or if that's something that's just born in you. But it just doesn't matter what I do. I don't like to lose.
Yeah, the competitive nature is strong in you, man, like the force. No, and you said what? Oh, 50 elite derbs. No, I mean it's total. You got 62 derbs, BASS. That's opens as well. Okay, Corey.
Yep.
And out of those 62 derbs, 21 top 10s.
It's pretty solid. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's pretty solid, but get this.
Good.
So here's what I'm saying. You're competitive as can be. You're confident or careless, as you put it, as can be. And in those 21 times of a top 10, that means that was 7 competition days, right? I mean, put it this way, 3 days of practice and 4 days of Durban, right?
Yep.
All right. Are you as driven? Are you as confident or careless? Are you as competitive all 7 days of an event?
Absolutely. I mean, like I want to go out and catch the biggest bag I can every single day. And
I mean, that's hard to do though. I mean, for real, in your heart, is there a day that's like where it really is hitting you? I mean, think about it.
I mean, sure there is.
Times.
There's always days that it's hitting you, but I mean, those are the days where you gotta, pull your socks up and get back to work. It's someone's gonna win the tournament. It doesn't matter, how tough the fishing is or how hot it is or how bad the fishing sucks. Someone is going to win. And I'd rather be Chris or I than anybody else. And those are the tournaments where you stay out a little bit longer, you wake up a little bit earlier, and you just grind it out.
Have you ever had a tournament where you're like, I mean, I know you and Chris work together. That's been that way forever. Has there ever been a tournament where you're like, yeah, screw it, Chris has got this one? I mean, has there ever? I mean, because the reason I ask that is like, again, it's 7 days of competition. You come off let's say a back-to-backer core, and that's brutal, bro. That's not even travel time. That's 14 days of just bassing, straight bassing.
Yep. There's been time, like there's never been a time where one of us was like, okay, it's your turn to win. It's your turn to try and win. We always do the best we can for the first 2 days. And then, like St. Lawrence, for instance, if he had a 5-pound lead on me, it's all him or it's all me, if I have a 5-pound lead, because at the end of the day, one of us needs to win. It doesn't matter which one. And that's just how it is. It's how it's always been.
Is it true that you told Chris that you get 3/4 of the winnings for the St. John event and he only gets
He wouldn't like that. He would not like that.
Instead of halvesies.
That's right.
Man, let's talk about St. John's. An amazing victory again. Just cool to witness it, man. And the energy that was coming from the entire Johnston family at that time about your victory was just cool to witness as well. From your wife to your brother, your kids, your friends. I mean, it was really, really a cool deal, man.
Yeah.
But one thing I want to talk to you about, Corey, and I'm going to tell you it's something I didn't like. And I saw on the social media there were people trying to discredit your victory.
Yep.
And I didn't care for it. And I believe that social media gives people an unnecessary avenue to twist things.
100%.
No matter how you look at it, you won that event. And no matter what anybody has to say, you won that event.
For sure.
Why do you feel that it's necessary for people to try and stir controversy where there doesn't necessarily need to be any? Why is that so prevalent in bass fishing right now?
It's the sport of bass fishing. Bass fishermen are the biggest bunch of whine and crybabies that I have ever met in my life. I've played a lot of sports. I've, done it all. And they remind me of a soccer player when they fall down and roll around on the grass for no reason. That's what a bass fisherman reminds me of. And I mean, it's almost embarrassing, but I don't even know what to say to that. It's guys are going to complain no matter what. There was apparently all these people that had a giant issue with it, and my phone never rang one time from an angler, not one time. Like, if I had a problem with something somebody did, I would call them up on the phone, and I would say, "Hey, man, let's talk about it," or whatever. And not one time did anyone ever call my phone. And I heard a couple anglers weren't real happy with it, so I picked up my phone and I called them. And we talked about it. And I mean, at the end of the day, people can twist it whatever way they want, but they were not in the boat with me, so they can't. I mean, nobody knows except for me and Brian, my camera guy, what actually happened. And Bass brought Brian in, my camera guy. They questioned him. They brought me in. We did a polygraph, and everything was good. But I mean, people don't like the rule, and they said, "Oh, well, if I caught that fish and it was hooked on the outside of the lip, I would have let it go." Well, that's easy for you to say. I watched Cory Johnston do a Mercer podcast, and he was talking about this 6-pound bass that he had to let go because it ate his glide bait and it was hooked on the outside of the mouth. Well, that's great, but you watched the fish for an hour. You could see the fish for an hour. It's two totally different things.
Yeah, 100%. I remember an incident too, I think, where Brandon hooked one.
100%. And the guy that I brought that up to, that I called, I said, "How come you weren't bitching about Pollinix fish that the exact same thing happened?" And he goes, "Well, what do you mean?" And I said, "Well, there you go." And he didn't know what to say. So
yeah, it was a very, I believe Brandon was talking to the camera and not looking in the
right.
fish.
And the only thing I regret that I should have done was talk to the camera and explain what happened and why I was keeping that fish. And people say, "Well, you hooked it, you turned around, you unhooked it." Yeah, but I didn't see the bass, so it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I didn't have to show the camera anything.
Yeah, and it's a very, I mean,
it's a fine line.
It's an odd time too. I mean, here's the heat of the competition. This is day 3. You don't know what's going on. This is a fish that, I mean, it's not necessarily like your thought is to be, "Hey, I should turn and explain that to the camera." You're in your mind as a competitor, everything's fine. You're boxing it and on with business.
Yeah.
So again, I think that law specifically made so you don't sprag fish. You know what I mean? That's why that's you don't want to be belly jacking them and tail jacking them and all that kind of shit.
And the other thing the angler said, he goes, "Well, I think you were trying to get it to shock bite." And by that he means you throw the bait out and you wait till it swims by and you hop the bait and get it to react to eat it.
Yeah.
And I said, "Dude," I said, you're an excellent bed fisherman." I said, "If you visually seen a bass on a bed, you could see the bass. Why would you pick up a spin and run and throw a 4-inch Cinco out there? You wouldn't. You would pick up your flipping stick with a Texas rig bait, and you would one flip it and catch it. Like, why would I throw a spinning rod, a light little spinning rod with a little bait out, on the very first cast when I can't, it just doesn't make sense, And he's like, "Oh, yeah.
What are you going to say to that? I mean,
and
again, here's the thing, Corey. I have to testify that, again, I've spent a lot of time with you, bud, and you're a proper bassing man. You love bass fishing.
I do.
Okay? You love bass fishing. You've put bass back before that where you're looking at them and you hooked them outside the mouth.
Yeah,
and had to put them back.
3 or 4 different times I've had to let bass go.
Yeah, I mean, bud, if they're from what the Bass Galaxy knows about Cory Johnston, they know you're a fierce competitor. They know you're confident, and they know you're there to win. but they also know that you follow the rules.
Yeah. Well.
All right, and I mean that should be enough.
So here's another little story for you that none of these guys that are bitching and complaining know. The week before we were at Harris Chain, and I'm in a popka and I'm flipping down a reed edge, and a 4-pound bass jumps into my boat right at my marshal's feet, and it's flopping on the deck. And, I didn't know what happened. I had no idea. I turned around, there's a bass flopping on the deck, and come out of my live well. I had no idea, and I run back there. I grab this bass, and it's all on the GoPro. I run back there. I grab this bass, and I'm holding it, and I'm like, "What just happened?" Like to my marshal, he's like, "I don't know. This bass just hit me in the leg." I'm like, did it jump in the boat? He's like, I think so. So I put the cull clip on this bass. I'm like, I can't keep this bass. And I opened up my live well, made sure all my fish were good. And I said, dude, I can't keep this bass. And he's like, but it jumped in the boat, I said, well, it's not the rules. You have to hook it, inside the mouth, blah, 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 with a rod and reel. And I let this bass go. And every single Elite Series angler that I told the story to, they go, dude, if that jumped in my boat, I'd have kept it.
Yeah.
and these are the guys that are complaining.
Right. Yeah, that's a cool story, dude. That's amazing. That's like a godsend.
Like that's exactly what they said. They said, everyone said, that's a sign from God. You need to put that in your live well.
I mean, nuts.
You know what it is? All it is the ding dongs that are just trying to get clicks on their social media. They know that the controversy gets the clicks, even if they didn't see the video or anything yet. They're still going to make a video and say, I didn't see it, but this is what I think happened, and they just want the clicks.
Yeah,
and then people are following suit, and it's just bullshit.
It's exactly what it is. And
make a video about a guy's great win.
100%.
On those, right?
And I think it doesn't matter if it's me or if it's, the person that I absolutely hate the most on the Elite Series. No Elite Series guy should post a video on the internet of another competitor. You just don't do it, Like,
wait, so an Elite Series competitor posted a video of you?
He sent it to people, yeah.
Oh, okay. He didn't post it on his own page.
because he's too scared to.
Right. Okay.
So he gave it
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. And again, I got to bring it back to this. You had Brian with you, filming you the whole time. You're on television, right? You catch a big bass. You're excited about it, okay? If there was doubt in your mind, as any competitive bass fisherman, that's why you're not going to keep that fish if there was doubt in your mind.
Right. Absolutely.
People should just,
with
a
camera over your shoulder.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Right. Like, do you think I want to lose my career over a bass that, realistically I knew I didn't need?
Yeah. Unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Unreal. Enough about that BS. Here's what I'm glad about that you didn't
talk about it all night. I have no problem.
I don't want to talk about the negative crap anymore. I just wanted to bring it up with you because I didn't like it, Corey. I didn't like what social media did. Some people in social media did to this victory. Didn't like it.
Yeah, I think the one guy that posted the video should show up at maybe a pub or something when we're in Alabama.
Yeah. That'd be a good idea.
Hey, it's coming up. You got 3 weeks in town, son.
You made like 7 videos.
That's right. You drinking through a straw for a while.
All right. Hey, enough of that. I'm just glad you didn't get in a fight with Clun this time at the St. John's River.
I'm scared of him. He's the only guy that I'm scared of.
Yeah, I know. After you had that dock incident that time.
That's right.
I know. Especially on his 500th. But again, hey, let's talk a little bit about this victory, man, and get a little bit technique and talking about Durban and Popcorn. You got a little bit of brain picking here for Corey, don't you?
I got some stuff I want to know.
Some stuff.
Yeah. First off, Corey, well, congrats. I don't think we talked about this yet, but just to set it off, you had 93 pounds in this tournament. You won by over 11 pounds, 2 ounce margin.
21.
Wait, 20. Oh my God, 21. You're
Ryan, you're a bad
You're right.
math.
Right, yeah. It's fine.
21.
I'll do your job for you. It's fine.
I didn't even think that's just so ridiculous. I couldn't compute it in my head. But yeah, 21 pounds. Thank you, Corey. What I don't know, the crowd loves that one. What I want to know first off is tell me about Salt Springs and what made that area so special at this time of the year.
So, and I've never been to Florida that time of the year. So, I was a little worried, but, I figured they're probably still going to be shallow. Maybe a shad spawn, something like that. But I also thought that it would be one on shell bars, like a mix of the two. And first day, half day, I spent running around on the shell bars that I knew and never had a single bite. And Chris did the same. And I called him. I said, I'm not doing this. I don't care. This isn't what I like to do. And he said, okay, I'm going to Salt Springs to take a look. I said, okay, let me know. I'm going to go flip. And as soon as I started flipping, I had multiple bites. And I got one other thing to tell you after this that made me mad too. Remind me to tell you that.
I'm gonna put Corey mad.
So I started flipping and getting lots of bites, and they were good ones too. And then Chris goes into the Salt Springs, calls me right away. He's like, "It's loaded. Like there's giants everywhere." I'm like, "Okay, that's perfect."
like he's seeing them with his eyes.
Yeah, he's like, "There's giants everywhere." He's like, "Caleb's in here," and I think he said Matt Airy were in there.
Okay. Caleb had a giant bag day one.
Yeah, and so there's no point on me going in there. So I went flipping all day, and I did a little bit of looking in the other springs, found some good ones on beds. But again, had probably 30 bites that day flipping. And day two, I went flipping in the morning, and then as soon as the sun got up a bit, I was going into Salt Springs. We only had 2 days of practice for this event. We didn't have 3 because of the canceled day at Harris Chain. So I went into Salt Springs, and it started to blow when I got in there. So it was a little bit hard to see, but I marked a lot of fish kind of way out where a lot of people don't really look. And went in, marked a bunch, and Chris that day was going through some canals looking, and he found a ton of big ones on beds in some canals. So at the end of the day, the game plan was Chris was going to these ones in the canal first, catch those. I was going to start in the spring, and then he was coming in the spring after he was done there. And I pulled in the spring in the morning, and I pulled in, and there wasn't a single boat in there. And I was like, oh my God, I'm looking behind me, nobody's coming. And I'm like, what is happening right now? And I pull up to the first one and caught it on the second cast, pull up to the next one, caught it on, in 2 or 3 casts. And then I pull up to the next one, and I'm still looking around. There's nobody. I'm like, oh my God. Like, it's like, this is just meant to be right now. Like, so I skip over the next one because it was like a 4-pounder. And I skip over it.
It didn't jump in the boat.
It did not jump in the boat. No. Okay. And I start fishing around, and, whatever I weighed that day, 23 pounds, but I had it to myself for like 2 hours, and I was like, there's nobody coming here. And then, so I was saving, I'm saving, a couple areas because I know Chris is coming in, and he wanted to fish that one area. So I didn't even go there. Caleb Summerall comes in and goes straight to the juice and caught what he caught right there. It was the best little corner that I was saving. And he went right there, caught him, which is fine. Matt Airy comes in, and he caught some, and then Chris comes in and he caught some. So day 2, 4 of us were in there, and then 2 other boats snuck in later in the day, and they caught a few that weren't there the first day. And day 3, it was the same thing, a little more of a grind, but caught them good. And the 4th day, the wind was blowing and it was overcast, so I knew that it was not going to be easy in there. So I went flipping in the morning, and a stretch where I had a bunch of bites. Chris caught a couple big ones, and Chris seen Brad Watley on that stretch too.
Okay.
So day 4, I pull in there first thing in the morning, catch 4 of them. I got a 2.5 and a almost an 8-pounder, couple little ones. So I'm leaving. Watley pulls in right when I'm leaving, and which I didn't know. So he was saying to the guy that I had to call because he was upset about my fish catch. This is where I was going with that me being mad thing.
Okay. Nice segue.
Yeah. He said, the only reason that Corey went to that stretch of pads is because Chris seen me catch 2 big ones. I said, oh yeah, is that right? I said, well, if you go back to 2019 when Chris and I were in the top 10, you'll watch me catch a 6 and a 5 out of that exact same little stretch of pads.
Yeah.
So, like just stuff like that where things get, twisted around. And I put it on my TV the other day and I took a video of it on my phone. And I almost want to send it to him.
Well, Corey, again, you stepped on the throat of the competition.
Yeah. So. And so, I mean, that was a great breakdown of that tournament. I was gonna, but there's some specific stuff I want to know. Like, you talked about that wind window in practice where you got there and it wasn't blowing yet, and you felt like you saw some fish before the other guys did. Can you talk? I mean, was that the key to your tournament?
That was the key. Yeah. So when I went in there the second morning, the wind was blowing into the spring, and the water stained further out in the spring, and the spring makes it all crystal clear.
Right.
So that second day, if you weren't in there first thing, you didn't see these fish because the wind picked up pretty heavy and it blew all that dirty water in, and you couldn't see nothing.
Nice.
You couldn't see anything. So anybody that went in there the second day, they never seen any of those fish, and I think that that deterred a lot of people.
Wow,
awesome. So on the bed fishing thing, I saw an interview where you said something that I wish you hadn't said. Because I don't want people to know. But you talked about the color of bait that you're throwing at some of these bed fish, and that you said you were throwing green pumpkin, and that green pumpkin natural colors will get you a bit faster. And you said you don't need to see the bait.
That's right.
Talk about what you're looking at. Talk about why you don't need to see the bait.
Well, I mean, for one, if you can visually see the fish, you can tell how it's reacting to the bait.
Right.
You don't need to. And I mean, even if you can't see it on perspective now, a lot of times you can't see your bait on perspective, but you can, again, see how the fish is reacting. So you know exactly when that bait is in the right spot. The fish starts spinning around, and, and it gets bit way quicker than a white bait does, in my opinion.
Right.
And I mean, I don't like to see my bait, because that to me is when you foul hook a fish, because if that fish gets over top of the bait and you think he actually eats it, that's when you hook him in the bottom of the mouth or something like that. So
makes sense.
I like him to eat it and feel him swimming off and then set the hook.
Right.
Dude, and may I interject here?
Mm-hmm.
Corey, where were we fishing that time, that Jurassic Park place? And literally, like, how long did you spend? You said this is one of the biggest bass I've ever seen on a bed in my life.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. I mean, I watched you for about 4 hours.
It was a long time.
Yeah. The deal was that I was going to film it cast to catch, but you had to get me like 8 massages.
Yeah.
In his parlors in Sweden.
Yeah, I would have.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, sorry guys, back to bed fishing.
That was a big one. And
yeah,
I mean, I had that one bite a couple times, and then
you were obsessed, bro. I mean, I know it was a giant, because you literally were on it for like 4 hours.
I don't know how big it was, but the day before we'd caught, I don't know how many 8-9 pounders that day.
Yeah, it was silly.
This one was big.
Yeah, and your dad's just still smashing them out of the back of Chris's boat. There's David Dudley out there with no shirt, and it's way too cold.
Yeah,
he was no shirt with too cold for no shirt. But anyway, back to the there's fishing.
One other thing you talked about on the bed fishing topic was that you felt like you prevailed in that area because you were able to catch these fish faster than the other guys. You gave up one great tip. Give me 2 more tips on how to catch these fish fast.
2 more tips.
Well,
give me two sneaks without giving up
no BS,
too
Corey.
much.
Real stuff.
Give me 2 sneaks on how to
Don't just say wet
catch
So-
your bait
and then
faster.
One thing that that I was doing that, and I know it was on live a couple times, but I told Brian to, if he can, not to, show it too much, and I did give the tip, sitting in my boat because I don't know that a lot of people know it, but when you have a female that won't lock on the bed, if you can throw a big bait out there and get that male mad, and she sees that bait, she's gonna come on the bed, she's gonna get mad, and 98% of the time the fish doesn't eat the bait, but it gets so mad that she locks onto the bed, and then you can flip the bait out that you normally throw and catch her. And I was doing that with the Panorama, the big one, 9-incher.
Okay.
I did it with the 5-incher a bit. And it's something that I've learned over the years, and
just corralling them.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes them mad and it makes them bite. People do it with different stuff. People do it with swim baits, with giant tubes. Prosnick does it with a gigantic tube.
Your friend Ish does it with the giant tube.
Yeah, I don't know him, but I'm sure he does. And yeah. So I mean, there's some techniques. Light line, obviously, when they really won't bite, you got to downsize. But
how light would you go? How light would you go on a 7?
On those ones, 8 pound.
8 pound.
Yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's using a crappy drag on his reel, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's not that I'm worried about breaking the line. It's that I'm worried about pulling the tiny little hook out of their mouth.
Right.
So,
a trick that Aaron Martins used to do, Corey? He used to dirty the beds, muddy them up with his trolling motor.
I believe it.
Then go back.
You get DQ'd for that.
Yeah.
Too much strategy.
That's right.
So you also said every fish is different. Now, when you're talking about, everyone that's bed fish probably understands every fish has a different personality, but what's something you do? Are you cycling through a few baits to figure out?
I got a lineup.
Or what's
I got a lineup of baits that I use. And if I can't catch them on one of those baits, they can starve because no one's catching them.
Right.
It's just something that Chris and I have learned over the years. And when we had to figure all this out on our own, we never had anyone show us how to catch a bedded bass. Like where I live, you can't even fish for a bass during the spawn. Like a largemouth is, you'll never see a largemouth on a bed here during bass season.
Wow.
So,
wow.
Every, not often, but a lot of years there's a few on beds when it first opens, smallmouth, but largemouth, like they're basically always done. So
interesting.
When we came down here or down south and started fishing FLW and there's spawning tournaments, we didn't know nothing. So
Beaver Lake, Derbs.
Right. We had to figure it all out on our own.
Oh, wow. Now, are these baits that you like to cycle through? Are those pretty universal across the country? With the
very universal. Like one of my favorites is the bongo from 6th Sense. That's a good one. There's a few other creature baits that I use that aren't 6th Sense, but the bongo is just so versatile. I can flip it and pads, mats, reeds, whatever.
What is that, like a craw, Corey? I'm not familiar with the bongo.
It's a craw.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a craw. And the reason I like it is because it's slim. So there's not a lot of plastic for the hook to go through to penetrate when the fish eats it. So that's one of the reasons I really like it.
All right, last bed fishing question. I swear.
Ryan's just trying. There's still fish on beds here, and he's got a tournament.
You got a bed fishing tournament coming
Saturday.
up?
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah.
But these are smallmouth, but they're dumb. But you talked about how a lot of times getting up, if there's a big female on a bed, you'll spook it before you even get up there to see if it's there. Is there any way of telling when you're looking at a bed if there was a fish there? Like, is there any distinct marking on a bed?
Sometimes, I mean, when we were just at where were we in South Carolina at Murray.
Mm-hmm.
The one second day I caught 21 pounds, and I caught 2 females that day. And the first one I was just going down the shore, and I see a big one swim off, and I just go by it, come back around. I had no idea if it was on a bed or not. Come back, and she comes right back up to the same area, and I didn't know what was going on because I couldn't see a bed. And then finally, I see a male dart out and start chasing her, and he was on like a little tiny black bed, and I ended up catching both of them. It was a 5-something, and the male was like a 3.5.
Nice.
Caught both those, but the other female that I caught, I pulled down on a male, and it was a nice one, like a 3-something, and I could tell by the way that he was acting that there was a female around, just because he was looking at her, but he kept like going around the bed as she would do circles. I could actually see her on my pan optics, but I couldn't visually see her or my perspective, and he kept following her. Like as she'd swim around, he kept turning and following her. And finally, she came on the bed, and I threw a big bait out, got her to stay on the bed, and caught her. And it's just technology just is too good now.
That's awesome. So the behavior of the male could tell you if it's
100%. If you know what you're looking for, a lot of times you can tell.
Wow, that's good stuff. All right, last question about that. No more bad questions, but you were flipping pads a lot, or you did some pad flipping. That's something that this is just a question I need to know. Like, I hate flipping pads because it's so monotonous and it's really hard to pick out spots. What were you looking for when you're making a pitch, or are you just going down that stretch because it's a good stretch and just flipping every 5-10?
That stretch I knew was a really good stretch, and you're literally just flipping in there. Like there's no specific, spot. You're just flipping in the pads,
making as many as you can.
It was a fairly narrow stretch, and were they spawning in there? I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think those fish were spawning. I did have a bunch of bites down way down the lake, and I felt like those ones were spawning. When it was the real isolated ones, I could see them on my perspective sitting on the roots, and get those ones to bite. Sometimes it took a bit, but they were definitely on beds. And I go through some areas and get 5 or 10 bites and 20 flips, and all those fish were spawning on that stretch of pads, and I never had to go down there in the tournament.
Awesome. And what was the bait you were flipping in those pads?
Both a Senko and a Bongo, both.
Okay, weighted Senko.
Yep.
That's weird how those Florida bass love those Senkos with weights.
It is a weird thing.
I hate it. Like I hate them just because they're so thin and your hook pops through them and they get hooked.
So stupid. I don't know. I think it's the needlefish or something.
I'll tell you what.
So much, I'm sure too.
One thing that I did learn is I will never flip fluoro in pads on the St. Johns River again.
Yeah. Okay.
Ever.
Why is that?
I can't get them out.
Yeah.
Like that one great big one I caught on fluoro, and it just happened to jump and come out of the pads. But like even in practice and stuff, and last year I had a guy when we were here tell me, when you're flipping pads, you got to use a different hook, in not only pads but bushes and stuff like that. Just because like when you're flipping it with a big wide gap, flipping hook, when that hook penetrates the fish's mouth, there's so much hook still popping out of that fish's mouth that it catches the tree or the pad stems or whatever it is. And, So I switched hooks and it definitely seemed to help.
All right. So what's the hook?
It's I'm not going to tell you. It's a Gamakatsu hook.
I knew you were going to say it.
It made that big of a difference.
Ryan, I'll tell you what it is after the show.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got my notepad ready.
Corey, again, dude, congratulations on your victory, dude.
Thank you.
mean, amazing. And you put it together, Bass, in a style that you love. So it's even cooler that way.
Yeah, incredible.
Hey, we got a bunch of your buds lined up too.
Oh boy.
And some people, yeah, I come by and say hi. But before we get into that, we got to remind everybody this too. Corey, you don't know this, but if you like and share the live Facebook feed, Corey, you have to give in, and we're gonna pick a winner out of a randomizer, and you got to give them something from your house. It could be anything. It could be it could be an old sock. It could be a fork from the drawer, or it could be a cool bait. It could be bongo baits. It could be anything.
It could be one of those lily pad hooks.
Yeah, lily pad hook that you want to send to Ryan.
I don't hear the kids or the wife up there screaming, so I don't have to give any of them away.
Yeah.
Right.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
So far, so good. Yeah, and the good folks at Power Pull are giving away a fun box, is what they're giving away. Like and share the live Facebook feed. Corey's going to announce that winner too. You didn't know that, but you are, Corey. And guess what? The good people at Waterland, in honor of your victory, are giving away a pair of Matt Robertson sunglasses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Since you won, they're giving Matt sunglasses.
Nice. Wow.
Makes sense out of that. Makes sense out of it.
I'm not sure what to say about that, but I don't like the style of them, but I love the lenses.
And you love Matt.
And I love Matt.
And you love Matt.
Also, Corey, congrats on the good finish. You and Chris in Sturgeon Bay.
Thank you. Yeah, that was good. We kind of dropped the ball a bit day two, but it was fun.
Still animals. And I heard that, speaking of Matt, your dad wouldn't fish the Sturgeon Bay Open with Matt. Matt was ready to drive down.
I don't know if that's entirely accurate.
Okay.
But
Matt said today, Lynn don't even like me. He wouldn't fish the tournament or I'd have been there.
No, Lynn thinks that Matt might try and come on to him in the boat.
A lot of water out there on the bay, isn't there?
Yeah.
I did, Corey, when you and I talked in the parking lot the night before the tournament, and we both said we were probably going to catch 13 pounds the next day.
Well, Corey's a sandbagger. Come on, Ryan.
I know, but I was laughing my ass off about a half hour into the first day when all these bedfish were big, and I'm like, he's going to catch like 28 today. Yeah. If we're catching them, he's
Corey sees bass that aren't even there and they just appear.
I really did think we weren't going to catch anything.
No, I mean, so I didn't know how big a lot of them were because I don't catch them.
Either. Yeah.
I don't catch them. A few fish.
Only 13 pounds, right?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I knew I was going to catch more than 13, but I just didn't think that I was gonna. I didn't think that I was gonna catch enough. Like I didn't think I'd catch the 28 just because the amount of boats that were out there. Like it was stupid. Right. And I didn't know which ones would be there. I think we had 3 of our biggest fish leave. Which guaranteed got caught in practice and just never went back to the bed. Like they were giant ones. And that was why I didn't know what we would catch. But we found enough that we had 1 6-pounder that Chris found, and we pulled in and there was 4 boats around it and the fish was still there. I couldn't believe it.
Crazy. Crazy.
Ended up catching it. It was in like 3 feet of water. I lost it first couple casts halfway to the boat, so it took a little longer to catch it. And then we had another 6-pounder right across the way, which we were going to go to first. And as soon as we caught that one, we run over there and our buddies had literally just caught it. So, so if we had went over there, caught it, and then ran to the other one, it may have been different. But lost a 7-pounder twice, day 2. That hurt. So, it's just a fun tournament. It's a good bunch of guys, and it's
a tradition.
How about
those,
a big
tradition?
How about those conditions?
You couldn't have, like, I wish it had a rain and blue for both days of the tournament.
Yeah.
I think the outcome would have been a bit different, but
Yes.
you couldn't ask for better conditions.
God, no wind, high skies
Yeah,
for a day and a half.
Easy pickings.
it was. It was gross.
Picking it out. Hey, Corey, we're gonna get down and dirty a little bit.
Oh, boy.
All right. And
The
we're gonna
wife's
ask you.
over here. She's smiling now.
Oh, that's fine. She's welcome to get down and dirty too. Did you tell her I said congratulations?
She can hear you.
Okay, congratulations, Gary Lee. It's amazing.
You said thank you.
Yes, you guys did it. You did it. But now we're getting down and dirty. All right, and you got to tell the whole truth, truth, and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
Yeah. So help you, Bass Gods.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So Corey, we talked about you being fearless and confident. So there's got to be something that you actually fear. And in bass fishing, what is it that you fear?
Rick Clun.
Rick Clun.
He's
Amazing.
the only one that I'm scared of.
Okay, I like the
I'm
answer.
pretty sure he's a black belt in karate.
Yes, he's like a belted color that doesn't even exist. He's that good.
He can also
There's no
tell
doubt.
too.
Yes, he can.
Like a
He knows
translucent belt.
telekinesis. He knows your thoughts ahead of your thoughts.
That's right.
That's what's the scary part.
Yeah.
So what about in life? What are you afraid of in life besides Rick Clun? I mean, what?
When the wife gets mad,
Oh, yeah. I don't
you scare
blame
me a
you.
bit sometimes.
What does she make you do chores and stuff?
She tries, yeah. I got to go golfing tomorrow at 11, by the way.
Oh yeah, pencil that in. Or he's
Um,
golfing.
Shaking her head now. See, you made her mad, Pat.
Well, you did. You're the one going golfing. I'm doing a talk show. I just congratulated her and told her to go ahead and spend as much of that 100K as she wants. I mean,
Yeah,
50K.
I wouldn't.
I mean, 75K because Chris only gets 25 of this one.
That's all he deserves.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I'm not really scared of much, to be honest with you. Not to sound like a tough guy or anything, but there's not a whole lot that freaks me out.
I like it. I like that.
Not finding bass freaks me out.
Yeah, you'll spun a little.
That's right.
Hey, what's your bass fishing happy place? What's your happy place for bassing?
Like, where would I go if I like?
I don't know. Just like give me a
don't even know what that
scenario, a
means.
lake. What is it?
I mean, like, probably my two favorite places on the planet to fish are Lake Simcoe and Lake Ontario.
Lake Simcoe.
Yeah,
Okay, Lake Ontario. What's bass fishing hell?
probably Smith Lake on the 4th of July.
Okay, gotcha there. Or how about Sabine River?
Sabine River sucks. Like,
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna have a stroke when we were there last time. Like, I just like my body doesn't like I'm fat now. I'm overweight, and when it's 300 degrees and I'm roasting and not getting a bite, and when I do get a bite, it's 12 inches long. Like, I was dying.
Hey, Corey, if you had a fishing show, all right, say you win a couple more blue trophies, win a classic, win an AOY, in the Hall of Fame, and now you got a fishing show. What would you call that fishing show, Corey?
I wouldn't have a fishing show ever. But if I did, what would I call it?
Yeah.
I don't know what I would call it. I have to come back to me on that one. I don't know.
Can I name it?
Yes, you can.
I'd call it "Quit Bitching" with Cory Johnston.
I couldn't have came up with a better name than that.
What's the number one reason you wouldn't have a fishing show?
Because, like I've said, like, if I win a elite tournament, I win an AOY, and I won the classic, I don't know how much longer I do it after that. Just because, like, I got two boys that are right into sports, right into fishing, hockey, hunting, and I don't want to be the dad that's missing all of that just to travel around and catch some bass.
Nice.
So when they're old enough and they want to do it, I'll jump back in, travel with them, whatever. But
Awesome.
it sucks being away. It does.
Yeah, I hear that from a lot of the guys. It's and
Mhm.
yeah, that's and able to focus on the task at hand is Even
everyone thinks that, you know, bass fishing's living the dream and blah, 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 but they don't see, you know, the behind the scenes parts of it that actually suck.
Yeah.
Again, 7 days constant, and then another 7 if it's back to backers. So 14.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Grueling. Hey, you talked before about the lacrosse and hockey and the correlation with bassing. Does being a hockey player make you a tougher bass fisherman?
I just like when you play sports like that on a team, like there's no complaining, there's no whining. That, you know, you work together. You know, if you know, someone gets cheap shotted on your team, you stick up for them. You know, it's the mentality.
I see that too. Like guys like Drew Benton used to play ball. You know what I mean? Like that. Brock Mosley, same that kind of team mentality.
But that's not the same. Like when you play sports like hockey and lacrosse, I mean, even football is not the same. It's, you know, there's a different mentality in these sports where, you know, if you do something wrong, you're going to get your teeth punched out.
Okay.
You know, like there's no other, you know, it's just
is like that too, Corey.
The lacrosse is worse than hockey.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, it's like in box lacrosse, not field lacrosse. Like you guys, a lot of people in the States have field lacrosse.
Yeah.
Which, you know, we have that too, but where we are, it's box lacrosse. It's played in a hockey arena, and it's savage.
Whoa.
It's you get a stick and you literally beat the guy to death.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's
like gladiators.
It is.
Like a lot of fun.
It's a tough sport, and you know, it when you grow up playing these sports and you know, sticking up for your teammates, and it's just the way of the game, and you come to a sport like bass fishing where it's individual, and you know, there's no repercussions for being a giant pussy and complaining, or like I said, like you want to cheap shot somebody by, you know, putting a post up on the internet. There's no repercussions.
Yeah.
If you do if you do that in hockey, the next shift, someone's coming out and they're going to hurt you. That's why it doesn't happen. But sports like bass fishing, they can do whatever they want. They can do a post on the internet. They can, you know, run their mouth. They can complain. There's no repercussions.
Why has no one ever been punched over things like this?
Because they cry like little babies.
Are that what they have? Name me when they out of all this crap that goes on in bass fishing,
I guess not over
and
the
all these social media guys with the social media muscles.
Yeah, that stuff maybe not. I was just thinking about, like, you know, Poche and Ish Monroe.
Yep.
Rumbling in the lock.
Yep.
Well, that's
you know, and then, you know, they look like bad guys, but they had a problem, and they, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah,
they handled it like men.
That's right.
I mean, they really did.
You know, they didn't post anything on the internet, but other people did.
Right.
You know?
When we have the legends on, a lot of times they tell us about stuff Ray Scott did.
Sure.
Like Ray Scott would settle stuff by like, all right, why don't you boys either fight over it or have a foot race and see who wins?
Yeah.
Why not?
Absolutely.
Bass fishing needs more fighting and cheerleaders. I'm sorry.
That's how you boost ratings.
Yeah,
Put a ring and some gloves at every weigh-in.
Yeah.
Get in there and settle.
Parking lot stuff.
We'll film it.
And cheerleaders. Boobs sell. Always. They will always sell.
They used to have the Hooters girls. Where'd they go?
Yeah. That's what Aaron always said too. He wanted cheerleaders and bassing.
Yeah.
Come on. For real.
Yeah.
Let's go back to talking about gladiators.
Okay.
Hey, so let's put it this way. There's 103 anglers in the elites, right? All right. Here's what I want you to do. Think about a gladiator battle. All right. Now you get 2 guys on your team, gladiators. And then there's 3 other gladiators you're going to battle. So who's on your team and who are you battling? Out of the 103 guys.
I'm going to pick Caleb Summerall for one.
Oh, of course. He's a stump. You got to have Caleb.
Me and him are never allowed to wrestle. We've made truce because we'll just both kill each other.
Yeah, that's true. To the death.
Yes.
Yes.
One of us would have to be passed out or dead to stop. The other person, I don't know. I'd either pick Chris or Lee.
Oh, okay. To go to battle with you.
Chris is pretty quiet, but I mean, he can be.
He's deadly. He's like if you Johnston brothers were farts, he would be like the silent but deadly one, and then you would be the guy at the party that just walked by and just. And you know what I mean? But anyway, so you're taking Chris, Caleb, and yourself as gladiators.
Yeah, and maybe Lee. Maybe Lee.
All right, let's do 4 then. Who are you battling? Who's the team of 4 that you're going up against?
Anybody that wants to.
Bring it.
Anybody.
Bring it. So you'll take those 4 and you'll battle any 4 elites.
100%.
In a cage.
Whatever you want.
Wow. Okay. I think we need a promoter for this.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. Pay-per-view.
I think we need a promoter.
Yeah.
So it's you, Chris, you need him. Caleb, and Lee. Lee's a badass too.
He's I don't know. I seen him getting sort of one fight one time. So like at least I know he's not scared.
Yeah, he's just silent too. I think if he's like a possum. If you corner him, he's just gonna destroy.
He'll bite you. Lee's a biter.
Yeah. I like your team of gladiators.
Got a little Holyfield.
I think that's pretty good.
Tyson.
Hey, what's the most trouble you ever been in your life, Corey?
Wow, I don't know. I've been in a lot.
Truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth.
I spent a night in jail one time.
Yeah.
That's had handcuffs on a couple times.
Me
but
too.
That was when I was younger for stupid like bar stuff. Like
me too.
One time
I got a big mouth.
Yeah, one time we got off the bus from playing hockey and we all had our suits on and we get out of the bar and the one guy that was with us, he gets sucker punched and he's out like stone cold in the middle of the road. And I had my hockey ring on and I lost my ring and during the shenanigans, and I'm sitting in the back of the cop car. I'm like, listen, you got to find my ring. And he was not impressed that I was more concerned about my ring than anything else. There's been a handful of times like that.
Yeah, we've all had them. Getting lippy, getting mouthy.
Yeah.
That stuff happens all the time. Hey, you ever that old, speaking of bars and drinking, there's a game at the bar. Like Andy, where is Andy? You around here? Ginge, you around? Making sure Ginge is around. There's a game that we used to play at the bars, and it's you pick
Ginger.
Yeah, it's you know what the name of it is. It's called yeah, where you get you marry one person, you take one person out, the other person. You know the game.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna play a variation of that with bass fishing, and I'm gonna give you the people. So the people in the bass fishing FMK game, we'll call it, are Matt Robertson, Rick Klein, and Gerald Swindle. So here's the variation: you get to fish with one of them once, fish with one of them for the rest of your life, and the other person gets thrown out of the boat. So there's one person you're fishing with one day, one person you fish with the rest of your life, and one person gets thrown out of the boat, and that's the FMK bar game.
All right.
And it's Matt, Rick Klein, or Gerald Swindle.
Okay.
So tell us.
Swindle's getting tossed out of the boat.
You didn't hesitate. Tossing Swindle out.
Yep.
Okay. He's the K.
What's the other ones? I got to fish with one for the rest of my life.
So the Mary would be equivalent. So the Swindle was the equivalent of the K, throw out of the boat. Yeah. The Mary is fish with all the time. Your fishing partner. And that's either Rick Klein or Matt Robertson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
which one?
I mean, I'm going to fish with Rick Klein.
every day, as many
Yeah.
days as you can. And
Yeah.
then Matt Robertson's your one night stand.
Every team tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah, Maddie's a one night stand kind of guy.
He's a one nighter.
That's how you feel about him.
I love
Toss him to the side.
him.
Love him and leave him.
That's right.
I like your variation. I thought you were gonna go fish with Matt forever and Rick Clunn for one day just because you're so fearful of Clunn.
How did you know that I was throwing Swindle out?
Oh, I just figured you would throw out Swindle. I don't know. That's just my guess as a bass fishing fan. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
Sending videos. The dude, the thing about bass fishing that's crazy is that no matter what, if everybody just puts aside the drama, we can get back to the common denominator, and that's the bass, Corey.
That's right.
None of us are bigger than the fish. Not the bass fishing fan, not the bass fishing angler, not the bass fishing organizations, just the fish. The fish is what makes it all.
That's right.
And I hate when people forget that, Corey. I mean, it grinds my gears.
I hear you.
It grinds my gears, man. Hey, Corey, are you happy with the laws of the land? Are you happy with the laws of America and the laws of Canada?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, give me an example. I don't know anything about Canadian law. If there was a law that you wanted to abolish in Canada, what would it be?
Well, I don't know about a law, but I would build a border around Canada so people can't get in.
Oh, like a wall.
Yeah.
Amazing concept.
Yeah.
And why do you not want people coming to Canada?
Well, for one, there's too many people. For two, they keep voting liberal.
Okay.
And
Means less guns.
three, I don't like people.
I like your style, Corey. I like your style. I would like to live as far away from everything myself if I could.
Exactly.
And just love and run and fish.
That's
all
it.
But we choose to do the exact
Yes, we live in a metropolis in the armpit of the
live
nation.
around
Yeah, couldn't do it.
6 million people.
Couldn't do it.
Hey, what's your favorite movie ever? Like, what's your go-to, bud? Like, what do you like watching?
I mean, Slapshot's a pretty good one. It's tough to beat.
Yeah.
You know, it's tough to beat. Happy Gilmore is a good one.
Who's the Adam Sandler of the Elite series?
Adam Sandler of the Elite series.
Yeah.
Probably maybe Prosnick.
Okay, I like it, Bubba.
Maybe Prosnick.
He is very Sandlerish, isn't he?
Yeah,
you
he's
wouldn't
a pretty
think
funny
that.
dude.
Yeah, he's hysterical, dude.
Yeah, I like Pros.
Especially when he's had a few adult beverages.
That's right.
Yeah, he likes to let loose.
Oh yeah.
Hey, I gotta ask you a question here, man. I mean, Canada is known for its strong consumption of beverages, right? Adult beverages. And you got some Canadians there, your fellow Canadians on the Elite Series. You got Coop, you got Gus, you got your bro. And let's throw Jamie Bruce into the mix too, okay?
Yes,
So
sir.
if you were having a last man standing Canadian drink off, who's the last guy standing out of that bunch? Put yourself in there.
First guy going down is Cooper.
Cooper's going down first.
Well, him and Gussie. I don't know. Gussie might go down before Coop. I don't know.
Okay.
Coop's like a power drinker. He'll drink. He'll crush him as fast as he can. And here's the thing about Coop. There could be a king-size bed with the hottest blonde you've ever seen in it, and Cooper will sleep on the floor like a dog.
He's like JP.
Like, I don't even know what to say. Am I wrong? Like, he's like, I don't know.
He's more comfortable on hard surfaces.
I'll tell you, we had dinner with his parents, and when we were at the Harris chain, maybe more than once, but like, they're concerned, like, if Cooper couldn't catch bass, what he'd be doing for a living.
Yeah, we've had that discussion too.
Yeah,
He does.
like,
He just learned left and right.
maybe. Like, you know.
So Coop down, Gus down. Now we have Jamie Bruce. your brother and yourself.
I'm definitely. Chris would be the next one out, and it would be between me and Jamie.
Yeah, Brucey's tough too. I saw him and Bufflin going straight at it at Gussie's victory party.
Yeah, Buff's a heavyweight.
Buff's a beast. Yeah. Buff's like Ryan said, hey, I saw Buff the other day. I think the last time he worked out was his last NHL.
Oh, there's no doubt. I had dinner with Buff there.
Don't tell him I said that.
Buff's gonna pick you up and throw you when he sees you.
We had dinner with Buff there the first night, and shocker, he forgot his wallet, so I had to buy him dinner.
Yeah, go figure. The guy's a gazillionaire.
He doesn't have much.
Forgot my wallet, man.
Yeah, sounds just like my brother.
Yeah,
I love Bufflin, by the way.
Buff's a beauty.
Don't send him after me.
Speaking of
he's been eating good though. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah, Buff ain't right.
More running, less eating, Buff.
I'm one of the few guys to ever knock out Bufflin. I'll tell you the story off air sometime. But I knocked him out. Anyway, hey, Ginge, how we doing back there? I heard the special sneak this just in music.
We're good to go.
Okay, let's start bringing the guests on.
Oh boy.
Yeah, let's I think ladies and gentlemen, it's the one and only, the man that helped spawn Cory Johnston. It's Lynn Johnston and the famous, world famous, he's huge in Japan. It's Chris Johnston. Welcome to the celebrity roast of Cory Johnston. How you doing, guys?
I'm good. Fantastic.
How did you even figure out how to get on this, Lynn?
I had a little help from your mother.
I guess you did.
Lynn, it's great to see you. You look amazing, bud.
You just worry about your fishing, not the technical stuff, huh?
Yeah.
You're already chirping him, Lynn.
Lynn did beat me in golf yesterday.
Oh. Shocking.
I didn't just beat him. I beat him like a redheaded stepchild.
You hear that, Andy? Lynn, you have a tendency to just be a natural at everything. I mean, I saw you in the back of Chris's boat just smashing 8-pounders in Florida.
How good was that?
Just laughing at everybody. I got another 8.
It couldn't have happened at a better time when Dudley was talking to Chris.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. It was super cold, but Dudley thought it was okay to have no shirt on. I didn't understand it.
He was hoping you were going to give him your number, Pat.
Yeah, I guess, because Matt and I were in the boat together that day. He was.
There's your first problem.
I didn't catch him till I went out the second day with you, Cory.
Well, we didn't. We sat around for 4 hours.
That's true. But then we got to catch a couple anyway. But Lynn and Chris, welcome to the show. Chris, you're having an amazing year yourself, and congratulations on your no Periscope win.
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yeah. And Lynn, you got to be a pretty proud papa. Your boys are kind of where'd Cory go? Yeah, he must have to go to the bathroom.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's pretty exciting stuff, Pat. I'm just glad I was still on the planet when Cory got it done.
Yeah, well, yeah, absolutely. But and I know that you were on a fishing trip or something when Cory won. Weren't you already way up in the tundra or something?
We were down on the Detroit River catching walleye. We had to come off the water and set up the picnic table with the computer and a couple of toddies.
There you go.
And watch that all go down.
Amazing. And yeah, tell me what you're thinking when you found out that your boy was gonna win this deal. I want to know what's going through your head, Lynn. What are you thinking at that time?
What I was thinking was that guy that caught 31 pounds on the third day. What was his name?
Watley.
Right. I thought, geez, don't tell me he's onto something and he's going to tip over the apple cart here.
Okay.
And then when we're driving to the Detroit River and we've got the Bass Live on, and Corey catches at 7. That's when I felt comfortable that it was all over.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
A little relief, and you're like, yes, both my boys got an old blue now. That's
Yeah. But I was a little disappointed Chris didn't press harder and get second. That would have been the epic one.
Oh, way to go,
Oh,
Chris.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you blew
And
it.
then Chris, yeah, and Chris, you were supposed to keep your mom happy too, remember? Chris, you there?
Yeah, I'll win a second blue one to keep him happy.
Oh, I know you will. I know you will.
There's still time.
No, it's not about winning the second blue one. It was first and second would have been epic.
Okay. See, that's where Corey gets the competitive nature. There's Lynn just pounding and driving. Not good enough, Chris. Not good enough.
That's the way it's been my whole life with sports too, Pat. If I got 3 goals in a game, or why didn't I get 5?
I mean, here's Corey. First 4 years of his life, he's just flipping the reeds all by himself. You know, he's got all them big bucket heads to himself. And then here comes Chris, just stomping. Now, all of a sudden, Chris is catching the fours. And then here's Lynn. Corey, come on, step it up. Now your brother's catching them all, flipping the reeds. And they're only 5 years old now. Remember, Corey's 5 and Chris is 1. So, I mean, this has been going on forever.
Those trips would always get cut short because I'd swat Chris and he'd cry like a little girl and we'd have to go home and do wood.
Yeah, we'd load the boat up and go right to the wood pile.
Catching him? What are you, a girl or something?
Time to go home and do wood.
Yeah. It made me violently mad because, like, I would barely hit him and he would squeal like a pig.
You pushed me in the water before when I was 6.
What do you mean I pushed you in the water when you were
pushed
6?
me in the water right off the front of the boat. You said, "Quit crying."
Oh, I don't remember that, but that's possible.
He was making you tough, Chris, wasn't he, Lynn?
Gardner pushed me
Oh,
off
yeah.
in a slot mat. I almost died.
What did Josh do?
Pushed me off the front of the boat in the thickest slot mat you've ever seen in your life, and I couldn't get back through it. You thought he killed me.
That guy's a real wild card, that Josh Gardner. He's supposed to come on again today. Every time but he always cancels at the last minute because there was some national Canadian emergency or something.
I'll tell you a funny story that Lynn did to him when we were kids. This is pretty funny. We were fishing on a local lake, and he said, "Yeah, I'll go fishing with you guys, but I got a date. Like, it's her birthday. I got a date." And Dad's like, "Yeah, no problem. We'll get you home." Blah blah blah. So we're going down this bank, and Gardner's like, "Lynn, like it's 3:00. We got to be home by 4." He goes, yeah. Let's keep fishing for a bit. And Gardner's he's getting mad now by this point. It's like 3:30. Now it's like 20 to 4. He's got a half-hour drive home. Like, Lynn's making him late on purpose. So we're going down this bank, and there's a square floating swim dock, and there was something in the middle of it, if I remember correctly.
A flamingo.
Yeah.
Like a little windmill flamingo.
And there's all these people sitting on the shore. So Lynn goes, "Okay, by this time it's like 4:00.
Yeah.
So he's already really late. He's panicking. Lynn goes, "If you jump off the boat, do 2 circles around this dock, get back in the boat, I'll take you back." And he goes, "Okay." So he lets him off the boat and gets on the dock, and it's super tippy, like you can barely stand there. And he gets about halfway around, and Lynn's on 100, getting away from the dock, and he jumps back and like grabs onto the edge of the boat. Never made it 2 laps around, and these people on the shore are like, "Oh my God, what is happening on my dock right now?" So anyway, he took him back, and he got in trouble for that one. He was late.
Did he get lucky that night?
I highly doubt it.
Yeah. Lynn, why did you do that to Josh?
I feel bad now because he's so homely. That could have been the only date he ever had.
Well, true story. He was supposed to come on the show tonight, and he told me that he was going to have women in lingerie with him, and then he happened to cancel at the last moment with our producer.
Shocker.
Pat,
Yeah.
Pat, I think you got that wrong. I think he was going to a gay bar. I think
so that's why he canceled.
That's right.
Right.
He was meeting Matt there.
It makes
and he was saying he's going to put on the lingerie.
It's all coming together.
Yeah.
It's all coming together. I know that's that competitive nature. It's the competitive nature. You wanted Josh to work harder. All right, you're gonna work. You got to work for that kitty. You're like, right? You want
that's right.
Yeah, you got to work for it. You got to work for it. So listen to this, Lynn. Speaking of working for it, right now on the Bassmaster Elite Series, I'm sure you're very aware that there's a rookie named Trey McKinney.
Right.
He's leading AOY. Then there's another rookie, Jordan Lee. He's in second place in AOY. And then your son, Chris, is in third. And then your son, Corey, is in fourth. So,
right. And if we don't finish 1-2, it won't be good enough, Pat.
Yeah, I want, Lynn, that's what I want. Chris, I want your father to give you guys some words of advice to help you accelerate your climb to the top. Can you do that for us, Lynn? Motivate your boys.
They got to quit dogging it and produce on these next two bodies of water. This Alabama is going to be the killer.
Yeah, it's a tough animal, isn't it?
Oh, it is. I mean,
4th of July when the spots are under docks and stuff will suck.
Well, that's right.
Wait, why do you keep saying 4th of July? Are we there 4th of July?
The weekend before.
Oh, before. Yeah.
People will be getting warmed up for the 4th of July.
It'll be busy. But Corey, you always seem to accelerate in populated party areas.
Maybe. I mean, maybe that's the thing. Maybe I just got to go where the party is and fish around.
Yeah.
There'll only be like 500-600 wake boats out there.
Yeah.
That's it.
You'd be better.
Yeah.
Hey, Lynn,
you know what? You know what was really scary when we were watching Corey win on the St. John?
Tell me.
Was the third day when he's in the creek there in the clear water sight fishing, and in comes Chris, and Chris catches a fish, and Corey gives him the old stink eye, one eye just quivering, looking at him and calling him a weasel. And I'm thinking, Jesus, this is going to be ugly. I'm going to have to go down there and get him out of jail because he's going to kill his brother. If he catches one more fish, get me a plane. I gotta go.
You're gonna have to save the family.
I'm gonna have to save the family.
Well, I thought it was really nice when Chris was talking to Dave, to Mercer on stage.
Oh boy.
And he said he was gonna be nice and do Mom a favor so Corey could win.
Well, Mama Bear liked it, I can tell you that.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of champions, we have the one and only
the world champion.
Thank God,
champion.
he finally
Ladies
won
and
a
gentlemen,
tournament.
it's Gussie. Jeff Gustafson.
Finally.
Yes.
Finally.
Yeah, he did it, Gussie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took long enough.
I know.
Cooper was going to win one before him if he didn't smarten up.
Yeah, well, that's what, Chris, if you remember when we had the Canadian show, I can't remember what was that last year. We had all you can, and Chris, everybody's prediction, Gussie, Chris said that Coop would win one before Corey. And lo and behold, here's Corey.
Coop's not happy about it either, to be honest. He wanted to hold that over Corey's head.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Mercer let him have it at the takeoff at Murray the other day. The
yeah, he did. I was laughing.
Could never win.
Yeah, Mercer did give it to him pretty good.
Yeah. That's good for Coop.
Yeah, I mean, Coop still thinks he can beat you in wrestling, too.
Well, he can have a shot at it on Sunday again.
Yeah, you just got to let him sniff the cap of the tin cup, and he'll be out of commission.
That's right.
Tonight.
That's right.
One shot of whiskey and Coop is out. That's hilarious.
Hey, Corey, remember the time that we had Takumi do beer bongs?
Yes.
That was awesome.
That was funny.
You were there, too. We were in your boat, Gus.
Yeah, I was there for that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were actually in your boat. Chris was cheering him on. It was amazing.
Oh, I never laughed so hard when he like in his Japanese accent. He's like, "Oh, taco headache." Like after Caleb showed him how to shotgun.
Remember he thought he could wrestle Caleb too.
Oh yeah.
Lasted about 3
only
seconds.
have two. Taco 2 limit.
I think he had about 7 or 8. It was pretty impressive.
And then he wrestled Matt. Next thing I know, him and Matt are shirtless, rolling down a hill and on the dock into the water.
He'll probably never stay beside us again. He'll probably just leave that house.
Yeah.
You notice he hasn't hung around you guys much since then, actually.
No, he's scared of Matt.
Yeah, the only guy he hangs out with is Gussie.
Yeah. Matt might crawl in his bed.
Gussie, what are you doing? You look amazing as usual.
Yeah, just enjoying the easy fishing up here in the North Country.
Hey, Chris, look how wise Gussie looks now. You notice that, Chris? He's got a little bit of the gray going there with the goatee.
I can't even see it, to be honest, with my little iPhone. But
I know where this. I was just about to say, I know where that's going.
That's what 2 trophies looks like.
Oh, God.
See that one?
I'm gonna throw up on my computer.
What are those?
Just
See,
hey,
Lynn's gagging too.
just wanted to give you a little motivation,
A little world champion deal.
No, one day maybe.
But yeah, no, I'm at home. I sort of stayed down south all winter, and it's nice to be back. For me, the last few tournaments, it's been like pretty tough fishing. So you get a bite and you're like excited, and it's fun to go around here. And you if you don't get like 6 bites and 10 casts, you're like in a bad spot.
Yeah,
enjoy it while you can, because we're going to Alabama.
Yeah, I heard it's going to be good in Alabama.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I heard it on social media. It's going to be amazing there. Yeah.
Twitter.
50 bass a day, sure.
Yeah. Everyone will have 15 pounds.
Yeah.
No doubt. They probably will.
Hey, where's Coop at?
That's a good question.
Yeah, weren't you just with Coop?
He messaged Andy and I like 20 minutes ago and said, "Sorry, boys, I'm out." So maybe he had a hot date or something happened tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, he had date
Maybe he's got to go to the police station and bail one out.
Maybe he's got to go pick up his girlfriend from the jail cell.
He's got a double date with his 2 friends, Mia and Maya Palmer. That's who.
I mean,
they're supermodel twins that he takes. Yes. Hey, Gussie, tell me a Cory Johnston story. And don't hold back. Anything that comes to mind. If you think you can't say it on the air, say it anyway.
Oh man, I don't know where you start. So the first time that Cory and I met, Bob Mahoney from Shimano had us together at a sports show in Toronto. And we'd never met each other. I mean, I knew who he was a bit, but we were probably like, I was probably like 20 and he was 18 or 17.
No, we were older than that.
Yeah?
Yeah,
I
we
guess.
went to the liquor store.
Yeah.
Where else did you go?
Oh, well, we had a time that weekend.
Yeah. We met at the hotel, and Gussie, I'm like, "Gussie, drink?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Beer?" He's like, "Whiskey." All right, let's go get a bottle of whiskey. And then back then we went out with all the Shimano guys, and we had a good time.
Yeah, like stayed up all night and work a show the next day, and we went to the ballet. And they exposed me to the big city. It corrupted me, Pat.
And you never been the same.
No.
Just went and won a classic.
I mean, where do you start?
A lot of money to go back to that city ever again.
You made a lifelong friend, Gus.
Yeah, we did. We had a good time, and we kind of hit it off. And
Gus took us up to his place. We shot some deer.
Yeah,
good.
Sounds like
Cory, I remember Cory's wedding. He had his shirt off all night.
You have a body like
David Dudley there with him?
People need to see it right here.
Wait, so you're at your wedding, Corey, and you're just shirtless dancing?
I don't know how, but he was for a chunk of the night. Yeah.
Gussie was the first
Like
man
Randy
down.
in
Hey,
Trailer Park
hey,
Boys?
Pat, we talked earlier about who was going to be the first man down. Gussie was the first man down at our wedding. Wedding, days before the wedding started.
Yeah, but dude, I went hard that week. Like I was there for a week, and like that was a rough one.
A rough
Again,
wedding.
Easily corrupted.
I want to know why you're like Randy from Trailer Park Boys, just walking around your wedding with no shirt on. Did you not like the fabric?
It's kind of like a tradition. It just happens. Like everybody's wedding around here, it just ends up shirts are ripped off, and it's just
no. I think yours was the only one.
Yeah,
I think you're the only one.
Yeah.
No.
You like how he did that, Lynn? He just made up a whole thing about shirtless weddings.
Are you looking for a picture? She's looking for a picture right now to prove you wrong.
Yes, excellent.
He spent a week at Corey's wedding one day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a good party. There's people the next day. It was like you ever seen that truck bed by Hardy, the music video where people are like laying in the yard and in their trucks the next morning?
Yeah.
That was kind of like what it was like.
It was a good old time.
Yeah, I had to tell the limo driver he needs to pull over immediately.
Hey, Corey, could you
like a couple other good ones that stand out, Pat? Like Corey got when we were at the St. Lawrence River. Corey got protested for telling another angler to beat it from Chris's spot. Like Chris is going to win the tournament, you know? And
Yeah.
Late on day 3. So Corey, this guy poached his spot. Corey pulls up, tells him to F off, and he got protested. And
I remember
Tripp was still the tournament director, showed up where we were staying and had a heart-to-heart with Corey.
Wait, what the hell is going? Sorry to interrupt you, Gussie, but this picture, can you blow that up even a little more? What in the world? It is like Randy from Trailer Park.
I told you, it wasn't just
Your
me.
wife looks amazing, and you guys are just disgusting with that hairy white fish bellies hanging out. Gosh dang, is that you Canadians are wild.
We had a good time. Anyway, carry on, Gus.
Back to the story, Gussie. Sorry.
Well, no, but it was amazing because you got Tripp
used a bad
clearly
word.
didn't want to be there to like have to tell you not to cuss
I felt
people
bad.
out,
Like
but nothing happened. It was
the,
pretty funny.
I was sitting in my boat and we were at the motel, and I literally just finished telling all the guys the story, and see the Toyota truck drive up the road and turn in the hotel bar, and everyone's like, "Oh, hope you didn't say like a really bad word to him."
That's what me and Fighter looked at each other and we're like, you know, like did he call him like actually something that he's gonna get canceled for, you know? But it was all good. Just an F-bomb.
Yeah, and poor Tripp. Like I felt bad for him because he really didn't want to be there, and he's like, "Do you have an altercation today?" I'm like, not really. And he's like, "Well, you see Brandon out there?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And he goes, "Jump in the truck." Said, all right. So I jump in the truck, and he's like, pulls out this piece of paper. He's like, "Listen, I'm just going to tell you right now that nothing that happens here is going to affect your weight, blah, blah, blah. Nothing like that." And I'm like, "All right, cool." And he goes, "So in saying that, because you were officially protested, I have to read this letter to you." I'm like, "All right." So he starts reading this letter, and I'm like, "Oh my God. Like, I can't even believe this is happening." And he's like trying not to laugh. And I'm like, and at the end of it,
Was he reading the transcript of what you said?
yeah, like this letter is framed at my house.
Oh my God.
It's going in the Bass Smithsonian.
So anyway, that happens.
Fish and Hall.
Tripp's like, "Did you do it?" I'm like, "Well," I said, "I don't know if I said exactly that, but I said something along those lines."
No. You told Tripp, you said I told him to frick off, and Tripp went give you the side eye, like, really?
He looks at me, and I'm like, I don't know. I said there's a good chance I did say that, but there's a chance that I didn't. 'Cause I really didn't remember because it didn't really stick out in my mind. But
Just normal everyday
I
stuff.
said something to him along those lines, and Tripp's like, "All right, well, we'll be in touch with you and let you know what happens." I said, "Okay, great." I said, "You know, you want cash or a credit card?" And he said,
Pay my fine now.
"Yeah."
Chris, I hear Corey say frick a lot. It's one of his favorite words, frick.
I don't hear him say that very often. Just when he's on here, really, Pat, and he can't use the F word.
Hey, Gus, have you ever seen anything in the history of bass fishing? And I'm being serious about this. Like those two boys right there, Chris and Corey. Like there's been Billy and Bobby Murray. You know, we had that in bass in history. But really, Corey and Chris are like, I mean, the first example of brothers really working together and kicking ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's been pretty impressive, and I've had a front row seat for it all. And the way they work together and make it happen, and they did right out of the gates as soon as they kind of crossed the border and went for it. It's been impressive for sure.
Have you ever considered having a biogenetically made clone of a brother of yourself so you could compete against these boys? Or no?
Well, hey, their whole system is phenomenal, and like it's again impressive, but like the fighting that they go through though is amazing. People don't get to see that side of it, Pat. So it's not as glamorous as it looks. Like,
well, Gus, I don't know if you heard earlier in the show, and I don't know if Corey actually talked to Chris about this one or Lynn, but I know it's usually a 50-50 split. But Chris, I know that Corey gets 75 on this and you get 25. There was something in the first win stipulation contract.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, Gus, right?
I really should get about 75 because I gave him a 7-pounder if we're really keeping track.
What?
Which I didn't need.
Turntables. Wow.
Yeah, if we're going down that road, Pat.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to talk to my manager on that one.
Well, anyway, I just want
Gardner's not on, and he's your manager.
Brotherly love.
Yeah. No, it's been impressive. But yeah, they have some good fights about like the dumbest things ever, and it's always entertaining.
We have a cameraman that's supposed to capture that this year, Gussie.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, Shelby picked me up at the boat ramp the other day, and she just had left Corey talking to Corey, and she goes, "Yeah, that's all his camera guy's equipment." He said, "I have to get out of here and go to Sturgeon Bay," so he threw his camera guys like 4 bags of camera gear on the
Maybe that's why he hasn't called us
hit
back.
the road through Sturgeon Bay.
Maybe he doesn't have equipment anymore.
Hey, had to go try and make some money.
Hey, Lynn, your boys are savages. They're savages.
They're vicious.
Yeah. And we know that the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I mean, Gussie will attest that Lynn Johnston is a Canadian legend.
Yeah.
Himself. A beast, so to speak, isn't he, Gus?
Yeah, he is. And he runs a tight ship, and like all the years, like the boys will get a little wide, but if Lynn is around, like he used to come to a lot of the tournaments, like Corey will be on perfect behavior all week.
It's so great. I like
must have been a good stern upbringing there, because if Lynn was around, there was no effing around.
Corey is like an angelic choir boy when Lynn is present.
Yeah.
He really
is.
is.
Terry Lee too.
Yeah. Both of them.
But Lynn, you almost gotta come to every tournament, Lynn, to keep them in line. It's rough. Chris only can do so much.
You just don't know how hard that is on me, Gussie.
Yeah.
That's why he's gray.
That's right.
I don't know. Lincoln still bench press like 750 though. I seen it happen before.
I can't even push myself away from the table.
Hey, I mean, I gotta tell you, we're honored to have all of you guys on the show, all champions in your own right. And Gus, before we head out, I want you to describe to both Corey and Chris, just so they can feel it a little more, what it's like to be an actual champion. I mean, a world.
So
champion.
yeah, like the blue trophy, like when you first get it, it's heavier, way heavier than you think, right, Corey?
100%.
Yeah, well, the classic trophy's like 10 pounds heavier than that yet. So you gotta, I hope you catch a lot of big smallies this summer just to like get, work your arm. You're getting a little thinner, like just to make sure
Chris is getting heavier. I'm getting skinnier.
This isn't a roast for Chris.
Yeah, that's nothing to do with me.
Chris is flexing right now, actually, on the
I've
screen.
been working
Chris
out,
also
Pat.
has 2
I can
big
tell,
trophies.
Let's
so.
have a look at that barrel.
So does that inspire you, Corey and Chris, to have the confidence to lift the trophy?
100%. I mean, like, watching Gussie win that trophy was, it's unbelievable.
Amazing.
And, we've
hopefully we all get one, Coop
we've
included.
been great friends forever. And, I was nothing but excited and happy, and it just makes me want to win one even more.
I know it did. You and Chris both. You were like, man, that's in reach too. It's in reach too. And here's something that is real about the bass fishing galaxy. You Canadians have come in, and I've heard Mercer talk about this on stage many times. Just come in and kick ass. Like no holds barred, coming in, cage match. Like Corey said earlier, Gus and Chris and Lynn, I'm going to step on their throat. And that's what you Canadians have all done.
Yeah.
Yeah, we try.
Yeah. And you have. I mean, you've succeeded.
Yeah.
It's been good for all of us so far. So hopefully it continues. Coop needs to pick it up a bit and get a trophy.
We commend you. And I'm glad, Corey, that you have vowed off of wrestling Caleb. That ensures more safe seasons of bassing.
Yeah.
For you. Gussie, I need you to talk to Coop and tell him that he needs to leave those whiskey muscles and know that
he's in his 20s. I mean, he's gotta learn that stuff the hard way. Like
I will bet you that on Sunday someone takes a fantastic video of Cooper.
Oh yeah.
He'll be blowing bubbles.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on? What's happening Sunday?
We have a small party Sunday.
Oh. Okay. Well, is this something secret?
No, it's not. No, Gardner put it on the internet.
It's at Josh Gardner's house. Just feel to show up. Feel free to show up with your bathing suit. It's catered with food
or without.
And he's supplying all the alcohol too.
Will Josh actually be there though?
He'll be there.
He'll be there.
He's not going to cancel on his own party.
No.
Everyone else is showing up, so he'll be there.
And there will be ladies in lingerie there. Is this true?
It's possible.
I heard Coop's mom might be coming.
Yeah, Coop's mom's coming. We heard.
Okay. That got awkward. Hey, Gussie, Gardner was supposed to be on the show tonight, and he said he was going to be like, I'm going to have a lady in lingerie with me. Is that okay? And I'm like, yeah, it's okay.
No, he's all talk, Pat. You'll learn as you go. But yeah, he's got a big mouth on him, and usually not a lot of results.
That's right. That's pretty accurate.
He probably got scared of the big audience on here, and he's probably watching right now. And
he doesn't want anyone. He doesn't want all the masturbator galaxy to know who he really is.
Yeah, he is kind of like the Wizard of Oz. I guess maybe we should keep it.
I was thinking more like Cinderella, but.
Hey, let's give away some prizes before we leave this victory celebration. What do you think?
Now, before you leave there, Pat, I just want to tell you that when Josh has his party, eat, drink, and be merry takes on a whole different meaning for him.
Okay. You're wishing you left him on the dock, is what you're saying with the flamingo.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. I gotcha. All right, so we're giving away. If you didn't like and share the live Facebook feed, you messed up. Corey's giving away something from the house. What are you going to give away, Corey?
Got an empty beer can here.
An empty beer can. Corey is going to. Will you sign that and put it in the mail?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, let's do that. Corey Johnston is going to sign a empty beer can.
I got
to
a
lucky
Hoyt
fan
hat right here.
and a Waterland cap. There you
No,
go.
that's not a Waterland
What is
cap.
it? What is it?
It's a Hoyt bow hunting hat.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It looks like Waterland, kind of.
Yeah, I did. That's what I thought. Or Whataburger. I didn't know.
Chris probably has the Whataburger hat.
Who could
I
eat
take
more
them as a
Whataburgers?
sponsor. I'm
He's
not
a
ashamed.
frequent flyer.
All right, so we're giving away the Chris Johnston or the Corey Johnston item from the house, which is a signed beer can and a cap. All right, Ginge is gonna text you a couple winners, Corey.
Really, that's it? It's the best you could come up with.
Tell you.
Gussie gave away awesome like Bassmaster Classic champions.
Go around the corner into your room that has a whole bunch of cool items. Pick something else.
I'll find something better.
Okay, so
Yeah, it's going to be a mystery box, Pat.
okay, a mystery box.
Yeah, fill that beer can with tungsten.
Why don't you throw in your free Hoyt bow that you won?
You shut your mouth. Giving away my
All
bow.
right. Did you get a winner texted to your phone, Corey?
Yeah.
Okay, who won the Cory Johnston mystery surprise fun tickle pack?
Bruno Duffield.
Bruno Duffield.
Wow.
That's cool,
Hell
man.
of a name.
Yeah.
Bruno Duffield. He's all right.
Yes.
You have
Champion.
to send a direct message to Rock and Shoal Fantasy on the Straycast Facebook page. Slide in our DMs and we'll get Corey your info.
Yep.
And Gary Lee will send it out because Corey will never do it.
That's very true.
Whose side are you on?
What's that?
Whose side are you on?
I'm always on your side unless your wife's around because you know what I mean?
I hear you.
You know how that goes. Hey, all right, we got more winners.
We got more winners.
Yeah.
Pat, can we hurry this up? There's an important hockey game on the TV.
Oh, there is. Okay, well, we got two more winners from Corey.
Waterland.
The Waterland
Waterland glasses.
Waterland gave away Onum sunglasses, Chris, in honor of Corey's victory.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a better prize.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who won that?
Evan Davis.
Evan Davis, you won the Waterland shades. And now here's the big one. Yeah.
What are they winning from Power Pole?
Well, Power Pole's got a whole box of fun. They put
fun
like
Two power pole
put,
blades.
no, not blades, Chris. Stop that. They
Anyone that put up with this for 2 hours deserves it.
yeah, exactly. Thank you. They learned a lot about they love your brother.
Yeah.
You're listening to this tomorrow, just learning about all kinds of stuff.
It's a power pole keychain.
Yeah, you get one keychain.
So for the Power Pole one, we got Mike Sheffield.
Mike Sheffield, Spencer Sheffield's.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mike Sheffield, you won. All right. There it is right there. Corey, we can now proudly say that you are the Bassmaster Elite Series champion.
Thank you,
Cory
Pat.
Johnston. Chris, your brother won.
Yeah.
Lynn, your son won. Gus, your buddy won.
Nice.
Yeah, it was about time.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
Took you long enough.
Not
Yeah.
good enough, is it, Lynn?
Do
Kind
more
of a
good.
shitty victory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should have caught 100 pounds.
Could have won by 32.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
suck, kid.
Yeah.
Do better. Bleed more. Bleed more. Bleed
right.
more. Right?
right.
Lynn, you're my favorite out of all the Johnston's, not going to lie.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, Corey, make sure they're all hooked in the
You've
mouth.
got good taste.
Yeah. We already talked
Oh,
about it.
Gussie. Whoa, did you hear
Yeah.
that?
Hey, Pat.
Wrestling.
I couldn't help myself.
No, I don't. No, we already talked
He's
about
cracking
that.
himself
Take
up.
videos on Sunday.
Yes, videos of the party. And Corey might be throwing some hooks. On,
No. Only on Cooper if he gets lippy again.
he's going to get lippy.
Pedro's got a rock to give away, Pat.
Oh, really?
Oh. Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah, give me a second.
Pedro's giving away a rock.
Nice.
That's pretty cool. Gus, I know you're a holder of
Yeah.
the rock. Corey and Chris, do you guys have Pedro Magic rocks?
No.
No.
No. Okay, Gussie's got one and he won a classic. That could be the issue. that could be the deal right now. This is a Pedro Fighter official Magic rock. Pedro goes into a porthole. Corey, Chris, and Lynn. He actually has a porthole in the back of his garage. It goes to a alternate universe, a multiverse.
And then he walks out in the driveway and picks up a rock.
no, it's nothing like that. I've been in it. Lynn, have you ever hung out with Seth's dad?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, you guys had a brewski or two adult beverages at the Classic, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's got a portal in his garage. He gets magic rocks. And they
didn't know that.
No, that's true. You need a rock too. Gussie got one and won the Bassmaster Classic. So
right on. I'm gonna
not
get one.
saying it was the Schmeltenator or Gussie's skills or anything.
That was the rock.
It was the rock.
Ross, we missed you last week at Sturgeon Bay.
Yeah, I was.
Gussie's got it.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Gussie, you got it.
Oh,
yeah, you're giving away the Pedro Fighter.
Oh,
official
okay.
rock.
Ron Collard, you won. You're a champ.
What's his name?
Ron Collard.
Ron Collard.
You have to get Cooper to read that for you.
What'd you say, Corey? You guys just want to chirp out? Hey, Chris has got a hockey game to watch.
I'm all right. You guys keep going.
Yeah. No, Chris, you got.
It's
We
on
just
in the
need
background.
We're gonna do the Chris Johnston interview now. It's gonna be about another hour and a half. Corey, Gussie, Lynn, you could go. Chris, stick around. We got some talking to do to you, son.
Got more bed fishing questions for you.
Yeah, more bed fishing stuff. More Senko questions, wacky rig stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anyway, hey, Corey, congratulations. Chris, Gussie, Lynn, thank you so much for coming on the show with us. And
always a slice, Pat.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Looking for more victories from you three elite anglers and more victories in life from you, Lynn, Johnson.
Attaboy.
That's it.
Okay, thanks,
Give it up
guys.
for the Canadian
Thank you.
Thunder.
Yeah, congrats again.
Corey, we love you.
Thanks,
Congratulations.
buddy.
Love you all. Peace.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate it.
Heck yeah. That's how you bass fishing talk show right there. All right. Hey,
That's good.
Popcorn, that was a fun time.
Fun time.
Fun time on a marathon show. But what are you going to do?
Yeah. Well,
What you going to do when they come for you? I don't know. We got one winner to give away. Gingy's going to hit me with the Shamalama Ding Dong Oom Papa Hoo Mau Mau
what's the last one?
It's the line and lure. Plus, you not only get line and lure, you get BTS.
Oh,
yeah, Bachman Turner overspray that cleans your boats, and then you get Armor Shield.
Isn't that a Japanese pop band?
It's
BTS?
Yes, it is. Dame arigato, Mr. BTS.
Something like that.
Okay, let's see. Did I get the winner? Dun, 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 ba, ba, da, common SARS and down. Da, da. Uh-oh. Okay, wait, Ginge. I need a randomized winner for the KVD line and lure spray. Or did you get it, Popcorn?
I looked. No, I got nothing.
I'm
Don't
all
got
out of winners. I'm so lost without the randomizer. I don't know who won. I want to win. I got it.
He sent it.
I don't have it.
You sent it to Pat?
Yeah.
Ginge, I don't have it. It didn't come through. The my last text is Josh Gardner's address for the party that I sent you in Canada. The all Canadian
Did
party.
you put that in the internet?
I did. I'm gonna put it live on the internet.
Okay.
But no, I really didn't get it, Ginge. I don't have a winner.
They went to the back.
Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh my gosh, I actually know this gentleman. He's awesome. He's a longtime Straycast viewer and proud athletic supporter.
Is it
of
Ralph
Straycast.
Steiger?
No, it's not Ralph Steiger.
Okay.
It's Paul Garrett.
Paul Garrett.
Paul Garrett. Congratulations. And thanks, Paul, for your support of Straycast throughout the years, man. I've been seeing Paul's name on the deal forever. Met Paul. We know Paul from the Forcewood Cup days. From
No
the-
more burned thumbs for Paul.
Yeah, that's right. Line and lure keeps it all.
Yeah. Keep it smooth. Keep it conditioned.
Hey.
Keep it limp.
Bass Galaxy. It's been another amazing show. We're back next week with Patty Walters, your Lake Murray champ. Hey, Andy, you there?
Yeah.
Amazing job, Andy, on the marathon show.
Thank you, Andy.
Yes. This has been a Andrew Ellenberg, Ginger Ninja production. I'm Pat Renwick. On behalf of Ryan Whitaker, White River Knives, Omnia Fishing, Sims, Hobbs Machine Shop, Impulse Lithium, Power Pole, Tin Cup Whiskey, Berkeley, Abu Garcia, Crestliner, and Waterlift, and of course, Cal Sag Bass. We bid you peace, and peace we bid you. See you next week, Bass Galaxy. Adios, amigo.